So then let's consider first of all, what is a mind in the grip of vicious circles? Well, one of the most obvious instances that we all know is the phenomenon of worry. The doctor tells you that you have to have an operation. And that has been set up so that automatically everybody worries about it. But since worrying takes away your appetite and your sleep, it's not good for you. But you can't stop worrying, and therefore you get additionally worried that you are worrying. And then, furthermore, because that is quite absurd, and you're mad at yourself because you do it, you are worried because you worry because you worry. That is a vicious circle.
There comes a time when the blankness of future is so extreme, it is such a black wall of nothingness, not even of bad things. It's not like there's a cave full of monsters that you're afraid of entering the future. It is just nothingness. The néant, as the French would say, la vide, the void, the emptiness. And it is just horrible.
Who am I? Who am I trying to be? Not myself, anyone but myself. Living in a fantasy to bury the reality, making myself the mystery, a strong facade disguising the misery. Empty but beyond the point of emptiness, full to the brim of fake confidence, a guard that will never be broken because I broke a long time ago. I'm hurting but don't tell anyone, no one needs to know. Don't show or you've failed, always okay, always fine, always on show. The show must go on, it will never stop. The show must not go on, but I know it will. I give up giving up, I am lost. I don't need to be saved, I need to be found.
The best talking therapy is really listening therapy. It's not talking therapy at all. There's a room which allows you to talk to yourself, and most of the talking is done by the client or patient or whatever. And then just occasionally it's the usual thing of, you're sort of saying, I know I shouldn't do it. And they go, why do you say shouldn't? And then you say, well, yeah, no, you're right. Oh, yes, and it's bits of that. The thing that keeps one living is a sense of future, that there will be a tomorrow, and tomorrow I've got to do this, and then the day after I've got to do that. Not that any of these things have a particular logical purpose or a convincing reason to exist, but they somehow keep one going. In the words of Dorothy Parker, a great wit and writer and poet, you might as well live, was her poem she wrote. The closest I can come is to say that the mood is your own personal weather, and it's very like the weather. If you go outside and it's raining, it's not you that's made it rain, it has rained and it is real. You can't unthink the rain. You can't say, I'll walk it off and then it'll be sunny. The weather makes up its own mind. And the two mistakes are either to deny that it's raining when it clearly is. It's raining, let's face it. And the other thing is to say, therefore my life is over. It's raining, the sun will now never come out. That's it. Because we all know, in terms of the weather, that it can be a damn nuisance when it's raining, but that the sun will come out. And it's the same if you're a manic depressive. You have a manic episode, you have a depressive. When you're depressed and you think you cannot conceive of such a thing as the future, life is so black you cannot imagine a tomorrow. Everything is just awful. Your energy is slow and there's nothing possible in life. It's terrible. It's actually painful. It's bad, really bad. It can be, for some people, so bad that they really have to end their lives in some way. They feel it anyway. But the fact is, it will come out. And in the case of a bipolar person, it won't just be normal, it'll then go super normal. It will become incredibly sunny. And rather than having no sense of the future, you plan for 100 futures. You are so excited with the possibility of what you can do in this world, with your creative power, with your entrepreneurial ideas. Your grandiosity knows no bounds. It's an extraordinary feeling. Terrible for people around you.
You want to be happy. You got a lot to be thankful for. But you watch some of the faces around you every day. And I tell tell you, some of these faces, they will put you in a depressed state of mind. So you want to avoid these kind of faces. When you see them coming, turn your head. Next thing is that you want to monitor your inner conversations. The things that you say to yourself. You want to watch them, and in watching them, you want to take charge. A friend of mine told me this evening, and she did it excellently. She said, I didn't want to come tonight. I was feeling so depressed. And I said, I'm going anyhow. See, that was the conversation. Oh, you really don't feel like it. You really don't need to do it. You don't really need to read anything. Forget all that. That's that inner conversation. Oh, you don't need to worry about trying to go into your own business. Forget that. You can't do that. What if you lose everything you've got? That inner conversation that stops you from doing the things you want to do less, don't do that. How can you possibly think about being a motivational speaker? You don't have the contacts. You don't have the money. You don't know the right people. You're going to get up there and your mind's going to go blank. Forget all that. You remember that time you got up before some people and you panicked? You stood up and your mind sat down? Don't you remember? And I said, yes. And then I said, shut up. So you've got to learn to stand up to yourself inside yourself and short circuit, override that conversation that's always going on. 85% of what that conversation will tell you is negative. It's negative. It will tell you you're tired when you really are not tired. It will tell you you can't do it. It will fill you with fear. So you've got to watch that conversation. And when you find it going on, you've got to stand up to it and say, I'm going to do this anyhow. I'm afraid, but I'm afraid not to do it. And I'm not going to let you stop me. The biggest challenge that you will have in life is you. There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. The next thing is, in order to begin to find some keys to self-motivation to drive yourself, in addition to working on yourself, and as you work on yourself, you feel good about yourself, and as you feel better about yourself, you treat yourself differently. Develop a health plan. See, you can't feel well and do well if you don't have good health. You can't perform if you don't have your health. Your health is valuable. Develop a health plan. A plan that you will follow, because this is the only vehicle that you have to carry you through this experience called life. And you want to take good care of it because you love you enough. You care enough about you. And that's not easy. It is not easy having a health plan and sticking to it. But you're worth it doing it again and again and again. I have lost 22 pounds several times. I always do it. I love potato chips. People who know me know I love M&M peanuts. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I love my mother's sweet potato pie. I love this. It's not always on my health plan, but I put it on there sometimes. I said life is too short to go without sweet potato pie. If I go tonight, I want you to slip a slice of sweet potato pie in my casket. And watch the smile on my face. Next thing is, as you take care of yourself, the next key is keys to motivation, to self-motivation. You want to live life with energy and passion. You want to make a conscious effort to be lively. See, in life, you either saying hello or goodbye. You either on the way or in the way. Leave dead people alone. Some folks just walking around looking sad. How you doing, honey? Stay away from these people. Just go away from them. It affects you. You want to smile. You want to be happy. You got a lot to be thankful for.